Welcome into the Sporting News Studios as we continue our look at the top teams in college basketball heading into the season. I'm Tom Vandervoort with our college basketball writer, Mike DeCourcy. Mike, number 11, UCLA. They're number 11, but they might be number 1 in terms of hype this year, given the recruiting class that Ben Allen was able to bring in.
Well, they start with Shabazz Muhammad, the most dynamic scorer in this class, a guy that a lot of people expect to be among the first several players taken in next June's draft. Kyle Anderson may be my favorite player in the class. When I was a little bit younger in this game and Magic Johnson came along, everybody thought there'd be a million 6'8" point guards. There haven't been very many since. I think Kyle could be one of those if they play him there. And then as well, they add Tony Parker inside. So they've got a lot to complement the group of good players they had in the past. No, maybe not so many great players, but some good players.
Now, there are some eligibility questions specifically about Muhammad and Anderson, a little bit different. Just take us through where those two players sit right now with eligibility.
Both of them are under examination, and I think that it's really hard to say where it's going to come out. I think over time we'll see that Anderson gets onto the court without much difficulty. Muhammad's may be a little bit more complicated. If it's only what we know, probably 4 or 5 games, unless the NCAA decides that they're going to get tough, so to speak.
I see. And how does that affect the team as they prepare for the season? A big deal, little deal?
It's a disruption because everybody wants to know, okay, what do we have? What's the answer? You know, John Wall was only missed 1 game in his freshman year. Josh Selby missed 9 or 10 in his. It disrupts your preparation. You don't know what you're going to be. Do you have to prep somebody to play in Shabazz's role, or can he just keep practicing until he gets clear? Those are the things that really make it hard to know.
And what are the hurdles they need to overcome, really, to sort of realize the benefits of all this talent?
I think the first thing is, where do you play Anderson? Ben Howland has talked about playing Larry Drew II at point guard, and that concerns me. I did not love his play at North Carolina. I certainly did not love the fact that he walked out on the team in the middle of his junior year.
Yeah.
It's hard to get excited about that. I'm going to be honest with you, Tom. When we saw this roster and we thought Anderson would be the point guard, we had them the number 2 team in the country. Now, part of our dropping them to number 11 has to do with the questions about Muhammad, but a lot of it as well has to do with the fact that they're planning to play Larry Drew at point. I just have a hard time getting excited about that.
Well, that's interesting because, I did actually have a chance to talk to Kyle Anderson here in Charlotte, and I said, is Howland going to let you play point? And he's like, yeah. So I hope he's right.
Well, I think in the end that may be the best direction for them. He will struggle defensively at the point. And I know that Ben really liked the idea of Anderson and Drew playing together because it gave them 2 great passers. But I like teams with great personalities. And I just, again, not a fan of a guy who leaves his team in the middle of a season. That team ended up in the Elite 8. Maybe another couple of minutes off the bench from their point guard, backup point guard. Maybe they're a Final Four team.
Absolutely. All right, that's our look at UCLA heading into the new Pauley Pavilion and the 2012-2013 college basketball season. For Mike DeCourcy, I'm Tom Vandervoort. Thanks for watching.